Hi everyone, we have an extremely difficult TOEIC question that we're going to look at today and actually find out how easy it is to solve. Plus, we're going to look at a key grammar point to increase your TOEIC score. So let's look at the question, let's get the answer, and let's make your TOEIC score higher. All right, let's look at it. Now, pause your screen if you need time. Okay, first we have to start with the basics. A basic sentence has a subject plus verb. Without this, we don't have a sentence. We know the main verb in this sentence. If we look at it, it says was finding the missing child. Well, the main verb in this sentence is was. Therefore, we need a subject before was. Here's a quick example. Her goal, that could be my subject, was, there is my verb, finding the missing child, that is the object. So we know we need a subject. What can be a subject? Well, a noun. Cat, dog, her goal, the problem. There are over 100,000 nouns in English, so I won't list them all. What else can be a subject? A gerund noun. This is verb ing that acts as a noun. For example, traveling in Taiwan was one of the coolest experiences of my life. The subject is traveling in Taiwan. The gerund is traveling. Next, not being able to find my wallet was extremely frustrating. Well, being is the gerund noun. That is my subject. And finally, a noun clause can be a subject. A noun clause is extremely important for a high TOEIC score. You need to know this grammar. A noun clause is a clause, subject plus verb. It acts as a noun. It can be a subject, it can be an object, or it can be after a preposition. It can start with about 20 different words, such as that, what, who, when, why, if, how. I won't list them all. Let's look at examples of noun clauses as a subject. What she said was extremely rude. What she said is your noun clause. It is acting as a subject. Next, why the issue wasn't talked about, that's your noun clause, is, there's your verb, a mystery to me. Do you notice something interesting about noun clauses? One key point is they are not always formed the same way as questions. For example, I said what she said was extremely rude, not what did she say was extremely rude. The noun clause is not in a question form. Next, let's look at noun clause starting with what. In a noun clause, what can be a subject or object? Let me explain. What happened, noun clause, was a surprise. Here, what is the subject? The subject is what, and the verb is happened. Next, what caused the accident is unknown. What is the subject, caused is the verb in the noun clause. What can also be an object in a noun clause? Example, what I saw, noun clause, was a surprise. So here, I is the subject, the verb is saw, and I saw what? I saw something. But here, what is the object? It is not what did I see was a surprise. Remember, it's not a question. It's a noun clause. Another example, what the detective wanted to do was find the missing child. The detective is the subject, the verb is wanted to do, so the object is what? All right, now let's go back to the TOEIC question. We can immediately eliminate C and D because these are questions. Remember, we need a subject. So we will use a noun clause. C and D are not noun clauses. They are questions. For example, what did police plus verb? Question. What has the police or what have the police verb? Question. Now we know the answer is either A or B. What should we eliminate? Well, first, let's look at A. Because this is a noun clause, we know what is either the subject or object. Here it is the object. What the police officer cared of most. The police officer cared of what? However, care of is not a phrase by itself. It is wrong to say, I cared of my family. Correct, I cared about my family. I cared for my family. I took care of my family. As a result, A is not the answer because it says cared of. Therefore, the answer is B. Let's imagine different ways to say this. The police officer cared about finding the missing child most. Or, the police officer cared most about finding the missing child. Both can be correct. But you can say this with the noun clause. What the police officer cared about. What the police officer most cared about. The police officer most cared about what? So it's an object here. Was finding the missing child. This is a noun clause. So the answer, as we can see, is that lovely B. Okay, so this was a fast review of noun clauses. These are very important for Toeic. So if you're confused, do some studying, find out how they work. Also, please share, like, subscribe, and best of luck on Toeic, English, and life. Have a good one, everyone. Bye.